Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic morning to our beautiful viewers at home. Thank you for always staying tuned to your wonderful and entertaining TV channel, the G9ijaTV. And of course, this is the news headline this morning with your host, Dr. Champion. For today, we'll be celebrating a world champion, DSP Lovett Patra Ikufu, aka the Nigerian Terminator. Of course, DSP Lovett Patra is a professional two-time kickboxing and mixed martial arts world champion. She's a deputy superintendent of Nigerian police. And of course, we are celebrating her. Of course, you can see her on my t-shirt. This is DSP Lovett Patra Ikufu, aka Nigerian Terminator. She's actually the first African female fighter in Accra, in Africa, in Nigeria, to win kickboxing and mixed martial arts championship title belts. DSP Lovett is the most decorated African female fighter at the world stage. DSP Lovett Patra believes in giving back to the society through her Lovett Patra Foundation, which she unveiled many years ago to her community. She has contributed immensely to the development of grassroots sports in Nigeria and diaspora, since she has the passion of helping humanity. This passion has driven her to create the Celebrity Global Fight concept, where high-profile individuals, top celebrities, and sports enthusiasts from different professionals can connect through entertainment and sports to foster community engagement and keep our society free from crime. Lovett Patra, also known as the Nigerian Terminator, can always be reached through our social media handles. Wonderful viewers, where you are, let's appreciate and celebrate our wonderful DSP Lovett Patra Ikufu, Nigerian Terminator, a professional two-time kickboxing and mixed martial arts world champion, a deputy superintendent of the Nigerian police, and of course the first African female fighter in Africa and in Nigeria in history to win kickboxing and mixed martial arts world championship title belts. And of course, I'm putting on a branded t-shirt that shows her, and is a well done to her, and it's a plus to all the women out there. Please, women, you are not disadvantaged. You are not less human. You are not less than a man. I need you to understand that it's well said that what a man can do, a woman can do better. So please, to our women out there, we believe in you, we support you, we encourage you to please be your best, be better than the best, and of course, you always tower above the rest. We'll go on a quick commercial break, and when we're back, we go straight ahead to the G9ijaTV news headlines. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, this is G9ijaTV News Headlines this morning with your host, Dr. Champion. And we'll be starting ahead with the Vanguard newspaper this morning. The Vanguard newspaper this morning with an interesting headline. Lagos Calabar Highway, Umahi estimates 1.67 trillion ROI in 15 years. Of course, ROI means return on investment. Now the news in details. The Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, has projected a return on investment of around 1.67 trillion naira in 15 years on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway corridor. Umahi gave the estimate while addressing newsmen and stakeholders during a meeting on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway projects at the Eco Hotel on Thursday in Lagos. According to him, he said, I ran the figures this morning. That is, if the 47.47 kilometer phase 1 is completed, and I told on the two sections, I give an average of 50,000 vehicles. The big vehicles to be charged about 6,000 naira, and the small ones will pay between 1,000 naira and 1,500 naira. The News Agency of Nigeria reports that the minister gave the total estimates based on the classification of vehicles to be told when the project is completed. Let's make it so that an average of 3,000 naira will be charged. In fact, when I round the figures, I will have about 1.67 trillion in 15 years. So the return on investment will be huge, he said. Details of that story can be seen in the Vanguard newspaper. Please get yourself a copy. And away from there, we move over to the Daily Trust newspaper with an interesting bold headline, which says, 20 hours power supply. Discos posts 37 apologies to Band A customers in 1 week. That is hilarious, I must say. Now the news in detail. A week after the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, increased electricity tariff for Band A customers to 225 naira per kilowatt hour from 68 naira. Electricity distribution companies are finding it hard to sustain the 24-hour supply to their customers on the band. And to recall that the NERC had on 3rd of April increased the tariff for electricity consumers that enjoyed a minimum of 20 hours electricity supply daily with the aim of attracting investment to the sector and freeing the government from the continuous payment of subsidy from rich customers. But it was observed that 1 week after the increase, there had been a daily post of apologies by at least one disco or the other for not meeting the contractual agreement for supplying electricity to their customers as provided in the new multi-year tariff order, MYTO April supplementary order. Checks on the X profile of the two discos shows that since the tariff review, the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution has made 10 apologies for each service shortfall to its Band A customers, with the latest being yesterday, 11th of April 2024. Please, more of that story you can see from the Daily Trust newspaper. And away from there, we move over to the Premium Times Nigeria. Premium Times Nigeria. And the Premium Times Nigeria has a very bold and interesting headline, which says, Governor Fubara throws jabs at Wike over comments on Odili. The news in detail. Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State has thrown subtle jabs at his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, over what he termed as the eye projects executed by Mr. Wike. Mr. Wike, now the FCT minister, while serving as governor of the oil-rich River State, had built a cancer hospital and named it after one of his predecessors, Peter Odili, whom he had fondly referred to as a political godfather. His administration also built a judicial institute and named it after Mr. Odili's wife, Mary, a retired Supreme Court judge. But after falling out to the Odilis over what a former commissioner for water resources in the state, David Briggs, attributed to Mr. Odili's refusal to support the plot to remove Governor Fubara from office by pro-Wike lawmakers, Mr. Wike a few weeks ago addressed supporters in Port Harcourt and made unfriendly remarks about the Odilis. I built the cancer center hospital in record time by the best construction company, Julius Berger, and I named it after one man, Mr. Wike said, apparently referring to Mr. Odili. I built the Judiciary Institute and named it after one woman, Mr. Wike said. Please grab yourself the Premium Times Nigeria to know what has transpired and what is still transpired between Nyesom Wike of FCT minister and his River State counterpart, Governor Siminalayi Fubara. We'll go on a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be rounding up G9ijaTV news headlines this morning. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, this is G9ijaTV news headlines with Dr. Champion, your host. The cable news has something very interesting this morning. Abuse of office, Lagos court grants Emefiele 50 million naira bail. Now that news in detail. A high court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos, has granted bail to Godwin Emefiele, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in the sum of 50 million naira. Ramon Oshodi, the judge, in his ruling on the bail application on Friday, admitted Emefiele on bail with two shorties in Likeson. The former CBN governor is facing trial in Lagos on a 26-count charge bordering on abuse of office. On Monday, Emefiele was arraigned by the federal government alongside Henry Omole, his co-defendant. Details of that story can be seen in the cable news. Please grab yourself a copy. And of course, we move over to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper with the interesting bold headline, which says, Airpeace expansion, Naira rebound deepening competition on international routes. Airpeace expansion, Naira rebound deepening competition on international routes. Now that news in detail. The Airpeace commencement of flights on the London route and the recovery of the local currency have sparked fresh competition on international routes, reports Justice Okamba. Nigeria's indigenous airline Airpeace may have faced a prolonged market battle with many foreign airlines with decades of experience in the industry following its debut on the Nigerian London route. Analysts and industry experts who spoke to the Punch on Thursday said the airline required support from the government and a strategic approach to stay competitive. The strategic move has garnered high praise from stakeholders in the aviation sector, considering that Nigerians were paying exorbitant prices to travel from Nigeria to London. But sustaining this momentum will require more than just offering low prices, analysts said. On 31st March 2024, the 11-year-old airline made a bold statement with its inaugural flight using a Boeing 777 aircraft, offering a capacity of 227 seats and carrying 260 passengers from Lagos to London. Details of that story can be seen in the Punch newspaper. Please get yourself a copy. And away from there, we move over to the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper has an interesting headline this morning. Minister apologizes for saying Nigerians keep freezers on due to low tariff. Minister apologizes for saying Nigerians keep freezers on due to low. I take that again. Minister apologizes for saying Nigerians keep freezers on due to low tariff. Nigerians keep freezers on due to low tariff. Now the news in detail. The Minister of Power, Adebayo, has apologized to Nigerians for saying that they keep freezers on for days due to low electricity tariff. Anything we have said that we are considered offensive, we are sorry about that, Adelabu said with slight remorse on Channel's television Politics Today on Thursday. The minister had come under fire by many Nigerians in the last 1 week for his comment, which was considered offensive. Adelabu had told journalists in Abuja on 4th April 2024 that Nigerians lack the culture of electricity consumption and management because of cheap power supply. Adelabu had told journalists in Abuja on the 4th of April 2024 that Nigerians lack the culture of electricity consumption management because of cheap power supply. Details of that can be seen in the Vanguard newspaper. Please get yourself a copy. And finally for today on G9ijaTV news headlines this morning, we have the last but not the least paper today, the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper. And of course, the Nation newspaper has an interesting headline, Believe in our government, President Tinubu urges Nigerians. Believe in our government, President Tinubu urges Nigerians. Now the news in detail. Muslims yesterday joined their counterparts across the world to mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Muslims yesterday joined their counterparts across the world to mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Prayers were offered at the grounds where imams led gaily dressed faithful to observe the two-rak'ah prayer signifying the end of a major pillar of the Islamic religion. Thereafter, sermons were delivered admonishing worshippers to continue the virtues they exhibited during the holy month. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu prayed at the Dodan Barracks ground in Lagos. Vice President Kashim Shettima prayed at the LD ground in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. Sultan of Sokoto, who is the head of the Muslim Ummah in Nigeria, prayed at the LD ground in Sokoto in the northwest. In many state capitals, governors who are Muslims observed the prayers. Those who are non-Muslims identify with Islamic religion adherents by receiving religious leaders. Chief Imam of Lagos, Alhaji Oluwatoyin Abu-Nola, prayed for God's guidance, wisdom and protection for the president and peace and stability in the country. Speaking to reporters at the praying ground, President Tinubu urged Nigerians to have faith in his administration and assured that his renewed hope agenda will bring progress and prosperity. He said the agenda was being diligently implemented by his government. The president urged Nigerians to be patriotic and protect the nation's integrity. He said Muslims should exhibit sacrifice, resilience, and love for their country beyond the fasting period. Tinubu also said the resilience and sacrifice that we have shown and made during this month must be preserved, should be preserved. Be a kind and cheerful giver. We must love our country because that's the only country we have. We must continue to protect the integrity of our government and leadership. He added, the renewed hope agenda is alive, well and fine, and Nigerians should continue to be very hopeful. Without hope, there is no salvation. Without hope, there is no development. Without hope, there is no life. Early Mubarak. In his sermon, the chief imam also urged Nigerians to shun violence and imbibe behaviors that could foster peaceful coexistence. He advised leaders to be faithful to their oaths of office and work towards alleviating the suffering of the less privileged. And with that, we wrap up G9ijaTV news headline this morning on your top popular news sources. And don't forget, please encourage a woman today as we're celebrating DS's beloved Patra Ikuru for winning the kickboxing championship and, of course, the mixed martial arts championship twice as a world champion. I want to say, women, please go out there and continue to make us proud as a nation and to make we that are your men also proud. Please stay with us. We shall be back same time, same station tomorrow. It's the G9ijaTV, simply the best. Dr. Champion is my name. Signing out.